Close your eyes and imagine your entire body covered in thick, dark fur. That was once completely normal. Millions of years ago, your ancestors looked far more like modern apes than modern humans. They lived beneath trees. They climbed branches. They slept surrounded by leaves. And thick body hair protected them every single day. So why did it disappear? Why are humans almost naked while our closest relatives are still covered in fur? The answer begins in Africa nearly 2 million years ago. The climate was changing. Dense forests slowly gave way to wide open grasslands. Trees became harder to find. Food became scattered across enormous distances. Our ancestors could no longer spend their entire lives in the shade. They had to walk, sometimes for hours, sometimes beneath the hottest sun on Earth. At first, thick fur seemed like an advantage. It protected the skin from sunlight. It helped against cold nights. But every step created heat. Every movement trapped more warmth beneath that heavy coat. Eventually, staying cool became more important than staying warm. That simple trade-off changed the future of our species. According to evolutionary biologist Nina Jablonski, early humans faced intense heat, unlike almost any other primate. The African sun punished every long journey. A brain is surprisingly fragile. Even a small rise in body temperature can reduce thinking, memory, and reaction time. An overheated hunter was less likely to survive. Natural selection favored anyone who stayed cooler for longer. But how do you cool a large body walking across an open plain? The answer wasn't bigger lungs or larger ears. It was sweat. Humans produce far more sweat than almost any other mammal. We have between 2 and 4 million sweat glands spread across our skin. As sweat evaporates, it carries heat away from the body. It's an incredibly efficient cooling system. But there was one problem. Fur gets in the way. Imagine pouring water onto a thick blanket. The water stays trapped. It evaporates slowly. The same thing happens with sweat beneath dense hair. As generations passed, individuals with slightly less body hair cooled themselves more efficiently. They could walk farther, they could hunt longer, they could avoid deadly overheating. Over thousands of generations, that small advantage became one of humanity's defining traits. Scientists believe this change helped humans practice persistence hunting. Instead of sprinting after prey, early hunters simply kept moving. Animals covered in fur overheated long before humans did. Some eventually collapsed from exhaustion. People simply caught up. Imagine chasing an antelope for hours instead of seconds. It sounds impossible. Yet several modern hunter-gatherer groups have demonstrated exactly this strategy. Could losing our fur have helped us become the world's greatest endurance runners? Many researchers believe so, but evolution always demands a price. Without thick fur, skin became exposed. Sunlight suddenly became far more dangerous. Ultraviolet radiation damages DNA. Too much exposure can destroy important nutrients like folate. That created a brand new evolutionary challenge. Skin had to defend itself. According to Nina Jablonski and George Chaplin, darker skin evolved as powerful natural protection against intense ultraviolet radiation. Melanin acted like a biological shield. It reduced damage while still allowing the body to function beneath the blazing sun. Much later, some human populations migrated into northern regions with weaker sunlight. There, producing enough vitamin D became more difficult. Over many thousands of years, lighter skin evolved independently in different populations. Different environments, different solutions, the same species. Our bodies never stopped adapting. Hair itself never disappeared completely. Instead, it changed jobs. The hair on your head protects your scalp from direct sunlight. Your eyebrows keep sweat out of your eyes. Your eyelashes help block dust and tiny insects. Even the smallest hairs across your arm still provide useful sensory information. Every strand that remains has a purpose. So why do we still get goosebumps? When frightened or cold, tiny muscles pull your hairs upright. In furry animals, this traps warm air and makes them appear larger. For humans, it does almost nothing. Goosebumps are ancient leftovers, tiny reminders of a body we no longer have. Evolution rarely starts over. It simply edits what already exists. That's why wisdom teeth still appear. That's why your tailbone remains. And that's why goosebumps still ripple across nearly hairless skin. Your body is filled with echoes from another world. The next time sweat rolls down your face on a hot afternoon, it may feel annoying. But that drop of water is one reason your ancestors survived when others could not. Every bead of sweat tell, a story millions of years old. Losing our fur did more than change our appearance. It changed how we hunted, how we traveled, how our brains stayed cool, and perhaps how civilization became possible. The skin you live in is not unfinished. It is the result of countless generations solving one impossible problem after another. You aren't simply an ape that lost its fur. You are the survivor of an evolutionary experiment that never truly ended.